Gary Gensler declares war on crypto, Apple unveil their new VR headset, and Ubisoft are making a Star Wars game we've all been dreaming about. Let's get into it. The SEC are now coming out and they're just saying everything is a security, basically. Hence why people are assuming war is breaking out between the SEC and crypto, which, I mean, it has been going on for a while. But they've come out and declared that all these coins are securities. So we've got Cardano, Solana, Polygon, Filecoin, Sand, loads of coins apparently now just all of a sudden are securities. Again, this comes with absolutely no clarity to determine what is a security and what isn't. The thing is, it didn't even rock the market. Like you'd think something like this, this kind of this news would rock the market. It would tank the market a bit. And to be honest, it barely moved because people were just like, just can't take the SEC seriously anymore. And even people that work alongside them, or even in the SEC, can't take Gary Gensler seriously because he's just out. He's either out to get crypto because of recently it came out that in the past he actually applied for a job at Binance and didn't get the role, so he's obviously salty about that. So he's obviously got some sort of, he's planning his revenge or conducting his revenge right now against Binance and crypto. Hence why they've actually sued or trying to sue Binance currently right now. And and even court. So it says here the court has already stated that the SEC will have to provide greater clarity on what the criteria for a crypto to be declared a security. So even the court, people in court and judges are like, you need to be more clear before you can create these cases, because otherwise we're going to have another XRP scenario on our hands where it just goes on for years and it's just tit for tat, delay tactics, because they know what they're declaring. They know that deep down that it's not a security, but he just has this agenda that he's out for crypto essentially. He's going for blood, Gary Gensler, and he's failing every time. This is the thing, and people are getting frustrated by it. Obviously, people in crypto, but also the people that work alongside him as well. That's how inept he is at his job, and the sole purpose of his job is to protect consumers. But since he's been in that role, all he's ever done is allow consumers to lose money, and while filling his own pockets with dodgy deals with people like Sam Bankman-Fried with FTX and I think his reign is coming to an end, which, I mean, is obviously a good thing, but it all depends on who replaces him, because the person that could replace him could be 10 times as worse. We just don't know. So Gary Gensler obviously doesn't like crypto, despite learning about crypto a lot when he worked for MIT. But one of the kind of agendas that, people were assuming is that it's not to do with actually trying to destroy crypto, but shining it in a bad light. At the same time, when they start rolling out CBDCs, so they're actually conducting a rollout of CBDCs in Canada. Funny that they picked Canada, seeing as it's the country that's quite happily to close down people's bank accounts who don't comply, like they did with the truckers. So that'll be an easy place to roll that out, since everyone has to comply pretty much, unless they want their bank accounts closed. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But yeah, so they're rolling out these CBDCs soon as a pilot in Canada, and at the same time they're creating all these lawsuits against crypto. I think they obviously want to destroy crypto, but they're quite happy just to make it look bad for now, as people start to receive or have the option to accept CBDCs. And when you have an option like that, so you're just a normal person and you've got a choice between CBDCs and alternatives, alternatives being crypto, you're going to do a quick internet search of crypto to see, maybe I'll go down the crypto route. So the CBDCs, because it sounds a bit, suspicious, and obviously it's not good for my privacy and things like that. So they a quick search online about crypto, and they just see lawsuit this, lawsuit that, and instantly it's going to make people think, oh, that's obviously, crypto is obviously not going to be a safe place for my money if there's being lawsuits thrown around left, right, and center. So then it makes them, it helps their decision to pick CBDCs over crypto. Privacy thing is obviously one of the biggest problems with CBDCs, the fact that they can check where every single penny is going out of your bank account, and if they don't like something that you're buying or even selling for that matter, that they could just suspend your account, they could close your account, or block you from accessing your own money, which is crazy. So although Gary Gensler is obviously out for crypto and he'd love to be able to destroy it, I assume, but for now I think he's just happy shining a bad light on it as they roll out CBDCs. So when people have two choices, CBDCs and crypto, and they do a quick Google search about crypto and they see there's lawsuits left, right, and center, they instantly think, well, that's obviously not a safe place to put my money. So then they choose CBDCs, and I think that's the agenda right now. It's almost not a distraction, but like it's just helping turn people towards CBDCs instead of crypto. That's the idea of all these lawsuits and these going after all these coins and tokens and falsely accusing them of being securities. I think that's just my take on it. But yeah, let's move on, because we can talk about that forever. And to be honest, the SEC is getting a bit boring now, to be fair, although it's still juicy drama. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. So Apple, let's scroll up. Apple have released or unveiled their new VR headset. It's got a hefty price tag of $3,500. That's in dollars. And so some of the specs here. So it's $3,500. It's going to have twin 4K displays. EyeSight uses a front display to show others that you're engaging with them. So if you've not watched it, Marquise on YouTube has got a 30-minute. He got to play around with it for 30 minutes, this headset, and then he obviously made a video on it. If you don't know him, he's a massive tech YouTuber, and he gets kind of like access to tech that hasn't been released yet, so he can make videos about just his thoughts on it. And he's made one about the new Apple VR headset, and some of the things, it's really weird. It's almost like they want you to never take it off, although it only has a 2-hour battery life, which is quite funny. But they have a battery pack that fits into your back pocket, and then you plug it in. It gives you more time, or you can just plug it into the wall. But yeah, it's almost like they don't want you to take it off, because it's obviously made of glass. But it's weird, because you'd think that it would let you see through the glass, which it does. But on the other, but you can't see through it from the outside. So although you'll be able to see the outside well while wearing it, people won't be able to see you. So what they've done is they have an outside screen on the headset, and it creates a virtual kind of your face virtually. So then people are speaking can see your eyes and maybe a bit of your nose and things like that, but it's not actually you. It's just like an avatar almost of yourself that people are talking to, and it's a bit weird. It's a bit freaky. You can take pictures as well with it of the outside. There's no controllers needed, because everything's done by hand gestures. So I think to click, you just had to pinch your fingers. And apparently Marquise in his videos said it was very intuitive. It was very good at picking up these things. He never really had a problem with like scrolling and things like that. It was really kind of responsive, so that's pretty cool. When it comes to maybe gaming. He didn't. I don't think he was able to do much gaming on it, or whether you can do gaming on it yet. I'm not sure. I'm sure in the future there will be games on it. So I'm guessing there'll be some sort of controller when it comes to games, um, especially maybe like more AAA games and things like that. The entertainment side of it was really cool. So the idea is obviously a bit like VR. Right now, you just it plonks you into like an environment with like a big screen, like you would have in like a cinema, and but then obviously it can change the environment around you. So say you were watching Avatar, it could create the environment around you as like a kind of jungly Avatar type theme to make it even more immersive. So that's pretty cool. And then um, you can choose how immersive you want it to be. So you can have it so it's just the screen, and then you can see on your peripherals that there's actually the real world. Whereas, or you can choose to be fully, virtual reality. So it closes out the real world completely, and or you can have it half and half and things like that. It's quite cool that you can. It almost changes from augmented. You can change it from augmented reality to virtual reality with almost like a slider type thing, which is pretty cool. And then Disney is an official partner as well with the Vision Pro, so you'll get a lot of Disney films and stuff content with it as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's coming out early next year, and yeah, I mean it looks crazy. It's definitely, I'd arguably say, the best VR headset we've seen so far. But with that kind of price tag, you'd probably expect that. I still think there's going to be a place for Meta Quest headsets, um, just because the price for those is a lot more accessible to people, especially for kids. You know, parents buying it for kids for birthday presents and Christmas presents and things like that. There is far more reasonable compared to a £3.5 grand Apple headset. So yeah, it's definitely Apple is definitely trying to tap into a slightly more upmarket target audience with this headset. But yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm trying my best to describe it. I would encourage you just to go watch the video of Marquise and what his thoughts on it were, because he has obviously a lot of footage of what it can do there, and it's much better explained visually than verbally. But yeah, it's really, really, really cool headset. Personally, I'm not going to get it. I mean, mostly because of the price. But I would love to try it out, somewhere just to give it a go, because it's super cool. It's super super cool bit of kit, and yeah, I'm interested to see who gets it next year, and watching all the videos of people on using it and things like that. So that'd be cool. And then on to our last topic. So this is more of a gaming type news. Star Wars Outlaws is coming out, I think this year, isn't it? Or is it next year? I think it's this year. But anyway, it's going to be set between The Empire Strikes Back and The Return of the Jedi. So I'm hoping there'll be a lot of Star Wars Easter eggs in the game. Ubisoft is the main developer for the game. Don't muck it up, Ubisoft, please. I have mixed feelings about Ubisoft. I don't think they make bad games, but I do think they make quite repetitive games. They're not the most creative of developers. They very much find formulas that work and stick to them, which is fair enough. That's why they don't make bad games. But they're never really like the best games. Maybe with Star Wars franchise behind it, it could be maybe their best game ever. But I don't want to make any judgments before actually playing the game. I don't like judging, but that's just my thoughts. I like Ubisoft games, but I don't cherish them. I don't find them like amazing. The last Assassin's Creed I played was probably the third one. The last just trying to think of other Ubisoft games. I tend just not to play many Ubisoft games at the moment, to be fair. But yeah, I think it'll still be a good game though. The fact that it's going to have loads of, well, it's Star Wars for starters, which is obviously a massive help. And if you've watched the video, I would recommend watching the gameplay video on YouTube. You can literally jump into your ship and literally just fly into space. There's no loading screen or whatever between that. You jump in your ship and you fly into space, and then you're able to fly. And yeah, just fly wherever you want to go, really, like whatever planet there is. You play as like a almost like a criminal bounty hunter type character. And I think there's talks of you might follow loosely of how Han Solo ends up with Jabba the Hutt, because he's obviously in the casting in this kind of period of time of when the game's set. And I mean, I don't have much to talk about the game, but I just thought I'd mention it, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what see if it's any good or not. I just hope Ubisoft don't muck it up. So yeah, I mean, I think I'll leave it there. Otherwise, I'll yabber on for ages. And let me know what your thoughts about any of the subjects I've talked about. Whether you're excited for Star Wars, maybe a bit tentative because Ubisoft is the ones that are allowed to make this game, or have decided to make this game. And or whether you're going to get the Apple headset or not, something like that. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know how you think I can improve this content. Like I keep saying, I'm still very new with the long form content. This might be my 6th or 7th video now. I'm slowly looking to kind of improve it a bit, maybe add a bit more script, because I know I can ramble on a bit. Maybe even just a few points just to give me a bit more direction, so I don't I'm a bit more kind of assertive with my points and things like that. But yeah, let me know if you think of anything of how I can improve, and I'll end it there, and see you in the next one.